This is Bob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com. And on September 9th, I will be in Atlantic City, New Jersey at the Tropicana Casino and Hotel for Ring of Combat 77. And it's an honor to be there calling the fights with Jiu-Jitsu whiz Jay Regabuto. And in the main event is my guest of honor. The champ is in the house. The Ring of Combat defending lightweight champion, Cedric Gunnison. Cedric, thanks for giving me some time. It's a pleasure to talk to you for the first time. I have got to see you perform in person. I'm a fan, and thank you for your contributions thus far early in your career. How you feeling coming up on fight week?
Feeling ready, man. At this point, we're just being patient, waiting to get out there and waiting to hear that bell ring. So just trying to stay calm and, like I said, be patient.
Cedric, since this is the first time you and I really got to speak with My MMA News and me personally, tell me a little bit about how we got to this point in your career fighting. Like growing up, when did you know that mixed martial arts and fighting was going to be a part of your career? And what did you do athletically growing up that led you to this path?
Well, I've always been athletic. I've always liked sports. I've always liked competing. At a very young age, I wanted to be a boxer. Before I even really knew what boxing was, what MMA was, I used to tell my mom I wanted to be a boxer. My father used to box whenever I was young. So growing up, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And then I got a little bit older and found out about MMA and started training. I went and tried one free class at the Lab Mixed Martial Arts in Fredericksburg. And just seeing everybody smiling, having fun, pushing each other to work hard, I instantly fell in love and I've been there ever since. So it's been about almost 9 years now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And the Lab is out there in Virginia, and you've got some good guys out there. And obviously, they're pushing you because I'm looking at your, when I'm looking at your resume, you're 4-1 and you're the defending champ. But I'm looking at who you fought, and let's talk a little bit about that quickly. Charlie Campbell is the guy who gave you your only loss, and I'm still trying to figure out how he lost that fight on the Contender Series. That was crazy. I'm sure you saw it. He's going to be in the UFC sooner or later. He's the one guy that beat you. Then you came back and you fought, Armando Jetcha, who's a savage. He's on his card. A great fight. Your striking was just ridiculous. But your last fight, when you won the title, I thought was your best performance because Nick Rodriguez came in 5-1, and I got to see him fight. And when he would get in trouble standing, whoever he was fighting, he would be able to take to the ground and be able to get his advantage that way because he's a wrestler. And your fight against him, my goodness, unbelievable elusiveness and defense, along with great striking. Talk to me a little bit about that championship fight. It was a vintage performance.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. Fighting at lightweight is something that was new to me when I fought Charlie. That was only my second fight at lightweight. So I was still kind of getting used to the cut, getting used to how it feels to get down to that weight. And I don't want to move right past Charlie either. Nick, obviously, I took him very serious. We put in a very good camp for him. But Charlie, that name's still been in my head, and I still want that rematch. I've reached out to him. I've asked him for a rematch, and unfortunately, we didn't get to have it. But I'm still fighting. I'm gonna keep knocking people down until eventually he's gonna have to open up that door and give me my shot again. Because that's something I've been waiting on every single night. I've been waiting on it. So, but back to Nick. I mean, it was a very tough fight. He's a good guy. We knew he was gonna be good. We knew he had never been finished. We knew he was #1 in the state out there in North Carolina, and we prepared for it, and I think it showed. So.
Yeah, like I said, it was a great performance. You were in control the entire time, and you just beat him in a submission into the third round. Now let's talk about this coming up fight. Listen, Lenny, the Gorilla Rufati. Lenny has been fighting at 170. He's coming down to 55. And, he's the Gorilla for a reason. I mean, looking at this fight as an analyst, I'm saying, well, if I'm Cedric, Lenny's going to want to try to get inside and make this dirty boxing and make it as dirty as possible. Cedric wants to keep the distance. He's got a lot of probably going to have a lot of reach on most lightweights because you do have long arms and legs. So then you got to watch your kicks. He might go for the takedown. Talk to me a little bit about, your opponent, Lenny. He's a tough dude.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I know he's going to try and make it a dog fight, and he likes to come forward, drop his head, throw those heavy shots, and try to get you back to the cage. And a lot of guys don't know I love fighting that way. I love making it a dog fight. I love fighting against the cage. I actually love wrestling as well. I haven't got a chance to really show what I like to do on the ground, but they're going to find out here pretty soon. So once I get my shot out there and we get to go toe-to-toe, we'll be able to see who wants it more. And that's all. I mean, I'm ready for a dogfight. I'm ready to dig deep.
Well, you know what? It sounds to me like when you were telling me about your boxing background, that probably is why the dirty boxing, you're comfortable with that and you don't mind it, because if you were boxing when you were younger, then you're used to that and probably have, dealt with it for quite a while.
Yep, for sure. Just growing up, and it wasn't even necessarily sanctioned boxing events. I've never even got to do a boxing event. It was just what my father would show me. It was what my brothers and me and my brothers and friends, and they'd always have their friends come over. And both my brothers are older than me. So growing up, I always boxed older people. I always had a size disadvantage. I always had to deal with people who should have more experience, and I always found a way to win. I always found a way to push myself and get comfortable being uncomfortable.
All right, talk to me a little bit about your coaches and the people who you consider your mentors in the sport. Tell me who they are and tell me a little bit about them. I know they're going to be there probably working your corner and cheering for you too.
Yep. So, yeah, it's always at the lab, mixed martial arts. I mean, I do cross-train a little bit, too, going out to MMAI in Richmond and then gold medal grappling out in Dell City with Elijah Harshberger. A lot of people don't know that. He's a monster, a really good wrestler, and I put in a lot of work with him as well. My coaches at home, we got Romano Childs, Scott Obenheim. I mean, I have a lot of coaches. I don't want to miss any of them. But my main ones that come to my fights with me every time is Scott Obenheim, Romano Childs, Mel Lewis, and then Chad LeBron. Chad LeBron is the owner of the lab. He's actually fought for Ring of Combat, and so has Elijah out there in Dell City. Elijah used to be a champion as well out for Ring of Combat. So I've worked with a lot of these guys, and they know Jersey pretty well. And I'd say my main mentor would be Chad LeBron for sure. He's the owner. He's always kind of pushed the mentality that I use. I like to be very respectful. I like to be a killer in the ring, but outside of the ring, I like to be a very respectful guy and stay humble at all times. And he's been very, very adamant about keeping that mentality.
Excellent. Well, get some shit. Listen, it's a lonely trip sometimes. Can't be. And people that aren't in the business don't know about all the expenses, the supplements, the medicals. Give some shout outs. I know you have some people that are helping you out. They're so important to this sport, and I thank everybody who helps these fighters get into the cage, no matter how little, how much it is.
For sure, yeah. It's you alone in that cage, you and your opponent and that referee. But it does not. It's a team effort. I need my sponsors. I need my team, and Billikens Barbecue. They're my main sponsor for this one. They're the main sponsor for the last one as well, and they take really good care of me. They come all the way out to Jersey. They sit cage side. They cheer me on the whole way. And I'm very thankful for that. Also, Advanced Heating and Air, they've been really, really good to me as well for my professional career. And I have a big old poster on the wall back here that with all my sponsors that have really, held it down for me and showed a lot of support. And you got to have a team. You got to have your teammates as well. They let you beat up on them and beat up on you. And it's like almost like they say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a whole team to make a fighter. You can't do this alone. And I'm sure a lot of the fighters already know that. So thanks to my team, anybody who's ever supported me, anybody who's ever been there for any of the fights, showed up, all that stuff matters. And I'm just appreciative of it all.
Hey, listen, I see you got a nickname now, the Gunman, Cedric the Gunman Gunnison. We got to get that updated on Tapology. Tapology, I've been doing my homework. We got to get that updated, Tapology. He's a champ, the Ring of Combat champ. Update that, get that nickname. But anyway, once again, Cedric the Gunman Gunnison defending his championship coming up on September 9th, Friday night, Atlantic City. And listen, people, if you're watching this, you can watch his fight for free. In the article, the picture, it's on airy.tv. It's a free app. It's like having another cable TV system on your phone, and you can see this young man who's destined for great things in his sport, and you can see him for free. Download the app, and you can hear me talk if I don't annoy you too much, and we get to see the champ do his thing. Cedric Gunnison, once again, a pleasure to talk to you. I will see you in Atlantic City. Best of luck with your weight cut. Best of skills in the cage to both of you guys. Come out healthy, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Of course. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate it.